G'day football fans and welcome back to episode 14 of our Wolves Career Mode here on Dylan on the Ball. My name's Dylan and today we'll be playing against Liverpool Football Club in what is the final day of the season. Then we'll have a bit of a look back at the season, look at the stats, who was our top goal scorer, assists, all that sort of good stuff, and also take a look around the league and maybe see what happened in some of the other leagues. And then of course the following video will obviously be start of the following year. Before we do get to today's game though, we do have one game to catch you up on. We did play Norwich midweek, and to start us off, Pedro Neto brought the ball through midfield and Yusuf Poulsen sort of took the centre defenders away. It was a bit of bizarre defending. I mean, he just sort of ran back the way he had just come from and they didn't follow him. Finish not so great. Tim Krul probably not happy with that one, I'd say. Then Ryan Ait-Nouri played a 1-2 with Yusuf Poulsen before firing it past Tim Krul. You'll see from, I think, the next angle. Yeah, this angle. Again, not a great finish at all. I'm not sure how it's gone in, but we'll take it. We'll take a 2-goal lead. Then, like a Portuguese absolute legend, Daniel Podence brought the ball in off the left-hand side, cutting on the inside of his defender. Just too much pace for the defence before a rasping shot right into the top corner. Nothing Tim Krul could do about that one. Absolutely incredible finish, that one. Then Ryan Ait-Nouri, as Norwich were pressing forward to try and get back into the game, Ryan Ait-Nouri broke forward, fizzed in across to the far post where Pedro Neto was waiting to acrobatically somehow keep that down. It's pretty incredible, to be fair. And put us ahead 4-0, which is how that one would finish. So that result has the league table looking like this. Unfortunately, the bottom of the table isn't too exciting in terms of final day action. I guess if you're in 17th, you could end up as high as 13th, but the relegation places was sorted a little while ago. We will be looking at some of their players for potential moves at the start of the next season. One of which being potentially Karim Adeyemi. I had forgotten. I know I spoke about looking at players from those teams a couple of episodes ago, but Karim Adeyemi plays for Norwich, and they've just gone down. Like the classic Norwich yo-yo club, they've gone down again. So potentially Karim Adeyemi is one to look at. We'll also look at, I've gone through their squads and I've scouted a couple of players, and left back's one of the spots we'll look at, so I think Rico Henry was one of them from Brentford. But other than that, just scouted a few players in key positions like we've spoken about before, left back, centre mid, and the 2 wing positions, just with Marcel getting on, Jean-Martinho being in a retirement home, and Trincao and Huang being loan moves, so they'll probably move back to their parent clubs, just because we don't have the funds currently, basically. Maybe at the start of the next season we'll have a look at bringing either one of them, potentially both, I'm not sure, in to help the squad, and to sort of keep some sort of continuity, I guess. But at the end of the day, it'll depend on, I guess, what our money situation looks like next year. We'll probably have a few outgoings. We'll definitely have some players running out of contract that I haven't extended. One of those players returning will be Adama Traore. I think for realism's sake, I'll try and get the most out of him that I can in terms of money, and then just try and bolster the squad with a bit of quality for what the new season brings us. So as we go up the Premier League table, in 12th position is Brighton Hove Albion. So as I said before, if you're in 17th, you could get as high as 13th results going your way. But also if you're in 15th, you could get as high as 12th. It's very much a logjam in those 5 spots, with Brighton just that extra spot away, I guess. 11th position is Aston Villa, West Ham United, then Everton 10 points ahead of them, Spurs in 8th, Manchester City in 7th, equal on points with Tottenham. Who have they got on the final day? Tottenham are away at already relegated Norwich. Manchester City have Aston Villa at home, so possibly a couple of games that'll result in wins. I guess goal difference will come into who finishes 7th, which is always exciting. Everybody waits for who finishes 7th. 6th place is Arsenal, so I guess either Manchester City or Tottenham could end up leapfrogging and popping into potentially a Europa League spot. 5th position is Chelsea, just a couple of points ahead, who again, Arsenal could end up leapfrogging. 4th position is Leicester. There's someone we're missing out on here, isn't there? There's a little bit of a elephant in the room, and that elephant turns out to be a wolf. We are guaranteed a Champions League space. We are 4 points ahead of Chelsea, who are down in 5th. So regardless of how we go today against Liverpool, we will be playing Champions League football next year. You love to see it. Very much a success of a season, having come away with Champions League football, finishing either 3rd or 4th. And as you would have seen in the previous video, an FA Cup trophy. 10 points ahead of us in 2nd place is Liverpool. And then just the 1 point ahead of them is Manchester United. So really, our results takes a backseat here. I guess if we beat Liverpool, it guarantees Manchester United the title, which I'm not a huge fan of. But at the same time, you know, obviously I've got my own integrity, to some degree anyway. So I might just have to ruin Liverpool's party like they're ruining City's party IRL. So United are away, as you see on the right hand side there, they're away at Crystal Palace, who are down in 13th position as we just saw. So what should be possibly 3 points for them, though I guess as we saw in real life a few days ago, it's not always easy going to Selhurst Park, with Manchester City drawing 0-0 there and not scoring in either of their fixtures against them. But this is FIFA, so it could end up being a huge win for United. It could be a spanner in the works, where we will wait and see. But with all that out of the way, we'll take a look at today's lineups. Just the one change for our Wolves side, that is in midfield. You'll see Tyler Roberts is starting. That's just due to the fixture congestion. I guess we had Everton on the Sunday in the FA Cup, then midweek we had Norwich in the league, and then now we're away at Anfield. So the lineup as a whole is Jose Sarr, Semedo, Cody, Kilman, Nuri across the back line. Then in midfield it's Dendoncker, Neves and Tyler Roberts, and a front line of Huang Hee-Chan, Pedro Neto and Raul Jimenez, our top scorer. Looking at the Liverpool lineup, it is such a very, very strong lineup. In goals it is Alisson, across the back line it is Trent Alexander-Arnold, Matt Hummels, Virgil van Dijk and Andrew Robertson, a midfield of Fabinho, Thiago Alcantara, however you say that one, and Thomas Lemar for some reason. And then it is the absolute incredible front three of Mane, Robbie Firmino, and Mo Salah, possibly the best player in the world right now. So we might be up against it here, but I would absolutely love to just finish the season on a high note. I think it'd just be a bit of a disappointment to finish what has been such a fantastic season for us with a poor result. Let's get into it. As we look over an atmospheric Anfield, I will just remind you to please do leave a like on the video, comment down below what you've thought of this season so far, how we've played, any players you might suggest for us to move for next year. I guess with the Champions League incoming, we will need to bolster the squad. We'll be playing, I guess, at least 6 more fixtures throughout the year, so that could have some sort of impact on fitness and all that sort of stuff. But I just appreciate the contributions down below, and of course the social media handles are in the description. I do appreciate everyone that follows us on those. So here we go. I'm almost sad, honestly. It's the last day of the season. There's no football for a couple of months. Hopefully we can keep them at bay. Oh, alright. We've kept Mo Salah out there well. I think as long as we can stop them from dribbling in from those wide positions, we might be alright here. As we've got Huang played through. The thing about... Oh, that was poor. Van Dijk did, I guess, well there. The thing about playing Liverpool, I find, on FIFA, is with the the way that they like to press, I'm not sure if we'll get a good example here, but the way that they like to press leaves them just so open at the back. It's obviously there's real risk of that in reality, but it's just it gets a bit ridiculous, let's be honest. But we've got Ait Nouri able to swing one in, maybe? No, we'll win a corner. That's okay. Good start. We haven't scored from a corner in a few games, so I'm hoping that we can maybe do something. Not this time. I'm not sure if there's been maybe a FIFA update to nerf. Oh, that was bizarre. I sort of slide tackled when I was past him there. It was odd. Oh, not a bad effort from Pedro Neto. We've had success with him coming on the inside like that and almost going beyond into sort of a left hand almost channel before looking back towards the right. Has been a positive start, but with the quality that, this... Oh, God. Oh, that's a defense-winning pass. What was Semedo looking at? It wasn't Sadio Mane. We've recovered it well, but what the hell was Nelson Semedo doing? I was just saying that we've made a decent start to this one. Or as we're forcing Allison into what looked like a rash sort of clearance, but really it's turned out to a great pass to Thiago, who's found Sadio Mane, who we can defend well this time. Wow, this is so far possibly our most masterful and calm of defensive displays, which is not exactly what you expect to say against Liverpool. We've countered well here to give Huang not quite get a shot off. I do realise with the quality they have, it's going to be a challenge at both ends, isn't it? Oh, having said that, we've just made a good tackle high up the pitch there, and Jimenez might get a shot off. Oh, good stop. We'll take a corner from that one. Did just sort of break open nicely there for Jimenez. He couldn't quite hit it with enough power or into the top corner. But it's another chance from a corner. And it's Jimenez. I called it earlier in the game. That we haven't scored from one for a while. We've managed to do it. Maybe that curse from earlier in the series where I would put my foot in my mouth and call things out, and then it happened, and like we haven't conceded in a while, and then we'd concede. Maybe that's flipped on its head, and I should use that. I'm not sure why Sadio Mane is marking such a powerful aerial presence like Raul Jimenez, and you've seen the error of those ways as Harry Potter gets real miffed about that one. But it is the 21st goal of the season for Raul Jimenez, a very, very prolific, brilliant season he's been having. And half an hour in, we've played quite well on, I wouldn't say well on both ends, because if anything, attacking, we've been sort of average for our standards. We've got Dendonka lining one up, like the FA Cup final, not like the FA Cup final, not like it at all. Oh gosh, I do get very scared every time they get forward though. We've defended that one well. Is that a goal kick? I'm not sure how we got a goal kick out of that. As I was saying though, I do get nervous every time they got forward, because I guess at the best of times we struggle to contain teams. I was overhit that one. But just the quality that Liverpool have going forward, and almost getting in there, almost getting Virgil in trouble. Just with the pace and the quality of their front line, I'm just scared. But we've managed it well. If we can hold them out here, we've given it away. Just saw that opening. I looked at the radar and saw an opening to sort of just fizz it into... Oh no, I thought Connor Cody was getting that, to be honest. Saw a channel to just fizz it into Raul Jimenez, but couldn't. And they're keeping the ball well here, and it's Fabinho in the box. Not Firmino, Fabinho. And well, can we deal with it? Yes, eventually we're out. Sort of. Yes, we're out. With Huang now running through. Sort of through. Not through, but, you know, through. And Tyler Roberts open. Oh, good save. I think you could probably tell by the way that I was sort of dribbling with him, that I wasn't convinced that it was going to open up for him. I was sort of looking to slide through Huang, but then Hummels backed off to cover Huang's run. And why not have a shot? It's ended in another corner though to end the half. Oh, Connor Cody over the bar. Not a bad effort and not a bad half. We're up 1-0 away at Anfield, and as I say that, I realise that could be the nail in the coffin for United winning the league. Yeah. So we're leading at Anfield, holding Liverpool to 80 points, and having looked at the scores at halftime, United are actually leading away at Crystal Palace. So as much as, you know, we may or could have ended up having a say, Liverpool, Crystal Palace aren't doing Liverpool any favours either. So it might not matter. And Huang scored! I 100%, I wasn't excited about that. I didn't seem interested because one, I thought surely Hummels or Van Dijk's going to be there. And then as the header went in, surely Alisson's going to save that. Of all goalkeepers to not be able to keep that one out. So with Nelson Semedo, I was trying to get to the byline, but it was well marshalled by Sadio Mane. But then in the air, it was Huang against Alexander-Arnold, sort of between Alexander-Arnold and Hummels. I guess sort of perfect weight on the cross that it was out of the reach of Hummels, but not quite to Alexander-Arnold. And Alisson just maybe couldn't deal with the power behind the header? I'm not sure. But it's 2-0, and the City fan inside of me is crying as Manchester United get to stroll to a title, basically. I guess as the game goes on, there may be more opportunity. Oh, not sure why Neves stopped his run there. Geez, that's a good pass. As I was saying, there may be opportunity as the game goes on and Liverpool press more. There may be more opportunity for us to sort of, get in behind and get around them. Although, straight at the keeper. Of all players to screw that up, I wouldn't think Sadio Mane would do that. Maybe in, I don't know, when we played Newcastle and that was Joe Linton on the end of that. But that's better from Liverpool's side, I guess. Alright, we've headed the corner away. And we've won the second header. A much better start to the half from Liverpool. They've gotten forward a couple of times. Forced that one save out of Jose Sarr. And then the second time they got forward, it was just broken down as they tried to play a through ball into... I think it was Firmino that would have been in behind. But, the pressing there was very good. And this is more like it from Liverpool. Oh, we are being pressed high up there. But we're able to fire one out, maybe win a throw-in. That's beautiful. What a result. Oh, this isn't good. How have we got caught out like that? That shouldn't be how it's happening. And now Sadio Mane's in. Oh, this time Jose Sarr saves again. And we're able to clear it accurately to Jimenez, who can find Tyler Roberts. And you see the pressure that they're applying now. Oh, as we give the ball away. I guess it's easy for them to apply pressure when we're playing this bad. I did just note in the 2-1. There you go. Well, I was going to say in the top corner, I'm sure I saw that United were up 3-1, so whatever happens here wouldn't matter anyway. But that is not for Liverpool to know. And Sadio Mane broke into the box. We couldn't make a challenge, despite 2 players closing him down, and then 2 players closing down Firmino, it going not through the legs, but under the sort of the studs of Ait-Nouri. Fairly disappointing goal to concede, but again, possibly standard procedure for our Wolves side. Now with 12 minutes to go, we've got a lead, and we might just try and maybe slow the pace down a bit, because I think towards, I guess, the last couple of minutes there before we conceded, it was getting a bit stretched and getting a bit, they've done well there. That was a loose pass and they've capitalised on it. And now Salah is getting away from Ait-Nouri. He's tracked down by Ait-Nouri. Very well done by Ait-Nouri. That was good defending from such a great attacker. And you've got another chance here. But it's been collected by Jose Sa. And I might just wind down the clock a bit there. And then try and find a corner somewhere. This second half has been all Liverpool. I'm not sure if we've done much, if at all. Perhaps Liverpool's desperation to get something out of it really getting on top of us. And Ait-Nouri getting caught perhaps under the ball there. Oh! And sort of, I mean, a save, you could call it, by Jose Sa, but it wasn't a conventional one. It wasn't one that wasn't what he was trying to do. And we just can't play out again. But we can win the ball again. And man, this Liverpool side, if they played like this the whole match, this would have been intense. I'm sure they would have won too. Is that time? Can we have time, ref? There it is. It's bittersweet. We've won away at Anfield. We've secured 3rd spot in the table, which is, I imagine, quite a payday. We've also secured the league title for Manchester United. They could have sat down the whole game and they would have won the league title. I don't think they did. I think they won, so it meant nothing. Here are the goals though. Getting us underway, it was Raul Jimenez from a corner, swung in by Ruben Neves, and absolutely thumped in by the Mexican. Outmuscled his marker, Sadio Mane. Beautiful powered header into the sort of the roof of the net somehow. Past Alisson, who can't stop that one from going in. Couldn't stop this one either, as Semedo floated the ball in from the right hand side with his weak foot. Then between Hummels and Alexander-Arnold, they couldn't deal with the ball. And Huang gets up well, powers a header, enough to the side of Alisson that when he did get there, he couldn't quite put the ball the right side of the post, and we were up 2-0. As Liverpool pressed us, as the game wore on, they did grab one back. It was Bobby Firmino, however you want to call it, on the end of a cutback from Sadio Mane, having drawn in Cody and Semedo. Firmino kept it low, fired it past 2 defenders and Jose Sa to make it 2-1, but that's all she wrote. So at the end of the season, this is how the league table shaped up. Relegated was Brentford, Norwich and Watford. At the bottom was Brentford with 25 points. Fairly disappointed to see the 3 promoted teams go straight back down, but at the end of the day, that might be great news for us, so I'm not complaining. As you go up the league table, not too many shocks, I suppose. I guess with the real season that they've had, it may be a bit shocking to see West Ham as low as 10th. And then I guess you'd probably swap Everton and maybe Southampton, or do a bit of a reshuffle there and have Everton somewhere near the bottom. Then having Manchester City in 8th is a little bit of a stretch, I'd like to think anyway. Having 17 draws is outrageous. That has to be the most, surely. Spurs were in 6th. They will love to have gotten that one over their crosstown rivals Arsenal, on goal difference no less. 5th place was Chelsea on 67 points. 2 points behind Leicester City, who had a nice season, ending on 69 points. 4 points behind our Wolves in 3rd position, who were 7 points behind Liverpool in 2nd on 80 points. top of the pops was Manchester United, their first league title since, I want to say 2013, because it was 11-12, right? The Aguero QPR moment was 2012, so I want to say 12-13 was their last title, so I guess 10 years, and that would have been Fergie's last year and the year of Robin van Persie's dominance, I guess. Speaking of dominance, we were the league's leading goal scorers by quite some way. 32 goals over 4th place Leicester is pretty ridiculous. We also conceded 73, which was... there's 3 teams worse than us and 1 team equal with us, so we weren't good. Look, that's something to work on, but I think towards the end of the season we might have got that right, and I think we ended up going about 9 matches unbeaten, something like that. Not a bad way to end the season. I guess that is what gave us that push to finish in 3rd position. Looking at the Golden Boot winner, it was Alex Lacazette. We knew it would be him. He was unplayable when we played Arsenal. It was incredible. He finished on 28 goals from 37 matches, 1 goal ahead of Ronaldo on 27, leading his United side to the league title. In 3rd place, grabbing a goal in that last game, putting him 1 ahead of Salah, was Raul Jimenez. Our front man having a great season there. You see he only played 27, I guess that's because I rotated the squad whenever they were tired after a cup game or something like that. So you would have seen possibly him play a bit more, and I guess if we go down and see Yusuf Poulsen somewhere, it might go somewhere to say how many our striker actually would have scored. As we go down, it's a couple of surprise names. I guess Morpay having 18 goals might be a bit more than you'd expect. I know he's having a good season in real life, but not entirely what you'd expect, especially when you see players like Kane, Mane, Vardy down below him. In terms of creators, there is a lot of Wolverhampton Wanderers up here. I guess when we look at the team stats, you probably see that there's quite a few players with a bunch of goals. Not bags and bags. We didn't win the Golden Boot. We wouldn't be the Golden Boot in any competition probably, but very much a team, a dominant team going forward. As you can see, the league leading assist man was Pedro Neto with 14, and then Ruben Neves. For some reason he only played 24 matches and he got 13 assists. It's a pretty incredible season he had. We'll have a look in a second. But also in the top 15 was Huang Yusuf Poulsen having 10 assists in 16 is pretty mad. Moutinho and Barkley also in the top 15 there. Clean sheets, we won't really be anywhere near the top. We ended up with 5 from our 38 matches, which when we started the season with 2 4-0 defeats, I don't think we were expecting too many clean sheets. It'll be nice to get, hopefully, up that list some way next season, but at the end of the day, as long as you score more than the other team, you still win. So I'm not overly concerned, but I would appreciate it some maybe calmer games and less likelihood of a heart attack maybe. Yellow cards, Ivan Toney and Richarlison, nobody really cares. Red cards, Lukaku was the leader for some reason. Looking at the stats, Raul Jimenez had quite an incredible season. 32 appearances, 30 goals, 9 assists, so 39 goal involvements in 32 appearances. An incredible season. Surely the player of the tournament in the FA Cup, having scored 7 goals in 3 appearances. Absolutely outstanding. Our scorers then go down to Pedro Neto with 18, Huang with 13, Barkley with 12, Neves with 11, 10 for Podence, Moutinho 9, Poulsen got 8. And Fabio Silva managed to get himself 6 across the season, which is pretty good considering a lot of his appearances would have been, you know, sort of sparingly off the bench. In terms of assists, it was Ruben Neves who had an outstanding season. 30 appearances, 11 goals, 20 assists, so 31 goal involvements for Ruben Neves. Average rating of 7.5 across the season, as you see on the right hand side there. Just an outstanding season from a player who's gone up to 86 overall. Really is a cornerstone of our midfield and just such a quality player in there. Pedro Neto, also a great season. You can see he's up to 83 overall on the right hand side there. Average rating is 7.3, 18 goals and 15 assists. So what, that 33 goal involvements across the 35 games, which is very good, especially for a 22-year-old player who's just getting better and better, and we are very lucky to have that man. In on loan, we also had Huang Hee-Chan, who did have an outstanding season. We were very happy with him. He did start off quite slowly, then there was that one, I think it was against West Ham, he just, an absolute cream cracker of a goal, setting him in on his way, and he ended up with 13 goals and 12 assists across 28 appearances, so we cannot complain at all with the production we got out of him. Hopefully a player that we can bring in and keep around. Yusuf Poulsen, a very good season for a backup striker. He got himself 8 goals and 10 assists across 18 appearances. There would be bench appearances in there too, as I was hoping for when we signed him. Just a player we could really depend on when we couldn't use Raul Jimenez. Ross Barkley had a great season for us as well. I guess he doesn't quite have the production in terms of numbers as a Ruben Neves or a Pedro Neto, but he was a player we were very much able to rely on. He had a great season, especially just bringing the ball through midfield, dribbling past players. It was very much a weapon for our Wolves side. João Moutinho, in probably what is his last season with the club, 29 appearances, 9 goals, 8 assists. Midfield maestro. We'll be sad to see him go. If only I had a 26, 27-year-old João Moutinho that I could bring into the squad for next year. Other those sort of key performers, in terms of the goal involvement stats, I guess it's fairly level across the rest of the players. Trincao, not quite as impactful as Huang in on loan, and probably not as impactful as you'd hope, especially when, I guess when you look at Pedro Neto playing the same position, being the same sort of player, cutting in on the left side. He's only, what, 4 overall less at this point? A lot less goals. I guess goals and assists don't really paint the whole picture, but I guess with our attacking players it's probably a decent measure. And our final signing for the season was Tyler Roberts. He grabbed himself 5 goals and a couple of assists in 18 appearances. A decent deputy for what we had in Ross Barkley, just bringing the ball forward out of midfield. Didn't expect too much out of him. He was a bit of a budget signing in that position, so not going to be too critical, and I think we're fairly happy with, if he could produce that again like next season, I'd be pretty content, I guess. I'll just scroll through the rest of the squad here. A few players out on loan who hopefully have grown a bit, and hopefully we can look at using some of them next year. And we get to the bottom, and there is our centre-back pairing for most games this season was Max Kilman and Connor Cody. Not as many clean sheets as you'd like, but at the end of the day I thought they were fairly stable, and I wasn't too unhappy with either of those. I think, if anything, probably Roman Saiss is maybe the player to go out of the centre-backs next year. That's only if someone comes in for him, because we did extend his contract somewhere through the year for an extra season, so he'll be around next year unless we sell him. Jose Sarr we are more than happy with. I thought he had quite a decent season, probably sold a bit by his defence a bit much, and that's maybe contributed to his clean sheets stat being a bit poor, but as a whole I think when required I thought he made a decent amount of saves and possibly kept us in some games and maybe even won us some points, which is all you can really ask from your number one. But anyway, that is where I'll leave you. I will look at our Mexican marksman Raul Jimenez as we close out our first season as manager of Wolves, and also our first season on YouTube here on Dylan on the Ball. I do really appreciate the support we've had, and those of you who've watched every episode and got this far in the series, I do very much appreciate it. Next episode we'll probably get to, I want to say, the first game of the season. We'll also have a bit of a transfer roundup. I imagine I'll be making a couple of moves, depending on how much money we get in the new season. We did get our prize money for the Premier League as well. But thank you so very much for watching. Please consider leaving a like down below. They're free, they don't cost you a thing. Neither does subscribing. You don't even have to look at your subscription feed. Just subscribe and then never look at it again. It's fine. But I would really appreciate you watching the videos. That sort of helps too. Comment down below any signings you think we should make. I won't be filming for another couple of days, so I might end up using some of the signings you suggest. We will see if I like them and see how good you are. Yeah. Let's turn it back around on you instead of looking at how good I am. Remember to also follow us on the socials. They are all down in the description below. There's plenty going on all of them. And until next time, when we go again to defend our FA Cup title and to challenge for the Champions League, peace.